You got it?
What's up? I'm Sam Maxon, aka SLAMMIN SAM. I'm a DJ, actor, philanthropist, self-proclaimed Renaissance man. When I'm not in the studio, I'm diving into my hobbies and exploring many interests. With that comes my personal uncensored insights on anything and everything. Are you ready for it? This is The Slam Show.
Yes, welcome everyone to another edition of The Slam Show. This is for February 15th, 2016. I'm the main man, SLAMMIN SAM, putting together this pre-recorded version of The Slam Show. Unfortunately, we are experiencing major technical difficulties that are preventing us from doing the live broadcast, but we're going to do our very best to make the show so unique that you can't even tell if it's live or if it's pre-recorded, because we're going to roll right into it. Right on. So thank you for tuning in, and we're going to go ahead and roll with the introductions with everyone that's here. And I'll go ahead and do the introductions because I like doing that. I like to go ahead and overhype our co-hosts and our guests to make it feel really special, because that's what we do on the Slam Show. That's why we've been running for the past 5 years until our little seasonal break. And at our new location here in Oakland, we're going to make it happen even better. So without further ado, over to my right is my co-host. She's been with me since what, 2013? 2000?
Maybe before that, like 2010.
Well, you were on the show as far as a guest a couple times.
Yes.
And that happened to work out really well. And I decided to have you come on. And since then, you've been very consistent with the program, and I appreciate it. Let's have a big round of applause for Captain Fantastic, Cindy.
Thank you.
All right, all right. And I also don't want to forget our engineer behind the scenes, Rock Rage. Yes, let's have a big round of applause. Woo! He's the one that's making it happen, and without him, there won't be this smooth sailing that we're going to have on this technically compromised episode, but we're going to make it work. All right. Over to my left is our one of our special guests. He is a filmmaker, producer, and cosplayer based out of San Francisco. He is now finally finishing his long-awaited Vampariah movie. Let's have a big round of applause for Matthew Abaya.
Thank you.
Matt, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me back again.
Again.
I know this is the third time I've been on the show.
Oh, you're keeping track.
I've been keeping track.
You got to keep track because it's important. We have to know how many times, because we're kind of having a contest on who is the most frequent guest coming onto the Slam Show.
Who is the most frequent guest?
Right now, I believe it's
Atlanta, right?
No, actually, it's Justin Baseman, MMA fighter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he's definitely.
He's gotten back on his winning streak.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making moves, and I will have him back on the program, and that'll make it, I believe, six.
Wow.
Yeah.
He doubles what my times on this show, man.
Hey, we could increase it.
Got to
All
make
right,
another
okay.
movie.
We got to make another
Vampariah
movie.
2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Get to it.
So, Matthew, thank you for coming on the program once again.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about the film and also go in depth with a lot of the details regarding the actual release and viewing of this.
Yes.
Because it's finally come together after 3 years and 4 years.
Oh,
4
shit.
years. 4 years. It's been 4.
That's a real deal right there. So we're going to break down all the Vampariah info really quick later on in the program. And let's go ahead and move over to our second guest. She is actually the special effects person in charge, handling all the makeup and all that good stuff that makes that come to life and so forth. And we're going to dive into what she has to talk about in terms of the entire process and how that's worked within the whole filmmaking situation with Vampariah. Let's have a big round of applause for JJ.
Hey.
Hello.
You can move the mic up towards you a little bit. There you go.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Glad to be here.
Thanks for making it. You are a big part of this, and I can't wait to really dive into what you have to say in regards to how the makeup and everything played into the process of making this come to life.
Oh, right. Yeah. Lots of fun stuff.
You sound very exciting.
Yeah, we had a good time.
That's good. That's good. So once again, thank you for coming on to the program.
Thank you for having me.
And next, we have one of the supporting actresses that have a very Matt, is it major, minor? What would you say her role is?
Oh, she's a very important part of the movie.
Very important.
Very important.
Can't be a major or minor.
The
Yeah,
title
isn't that-
creature, isn't she?
Well, no,
Almost.
she's not one of the. She's not the title creature.
Oh.
No, she actually. Well, let me explain real quick. She actually leads the troop of hunters that goes after them.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I
So-
like that. I like that.
You'd be talking about Irene Mario, who's our lead creature in the movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let me see that real
And
quick.
she's been a guest on the show.
Yes, yes. One of the few times you've been on previously.
Right.
So our supporting actress, she's obviously part of the major situation with Vampariah, and we're glad to have her on the program. Let's have a big round of applause for Arlene Boado. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Boado.
All right. I need you to speak up to the mic. There you go. Perfect. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
And yeah, this is big because we have major players of the Vampariah program here on the Slam Show, and let's get right into it, into the interview process. And before anything, we have like a sponsor situation with each interview, and this week's sponsor is by Intero Real Estate and Rusty Woodruff. She's the one that is sponsoring the whole interview segment. If you need any house stuff, any evaluation, contact her 925-584-9898 and ask for Rusty. Bring up the Slam Show, and she'll hook you up with some goodies.
A house. No, I'm just kidding.
Why not?
In the
Yeah.
Bay Area.
Need a house?
If you guys need houses, boom.
Yeah,
You're,
In the
shit.
Bay Area.
yeah, just mention
make
us.
one.
Call Rusty, man.
Yeah, call Rusty. All right, let's go ahead and roll right into it. Matt, how are you?
No, I'm doing great, man. Thanks.
And yeah, it's really an honor to have you come back on because now it's finally reality.
Yes.
The movie is done,
Done.
and it's going to be public real soon. Let's go ahead and go into it a little bit for all those listeners and viewers out there that don't know about Vampariah. Break it down.
Well, Vampariah is, well, there's actually, it follows the chronicles of this one hunter who's like a badass hunter. And what happens is she goes out into the field and she possibly gets turned by her sworn foe, which happens to be this aswang, which is like a vampire of Philippine folklore. Hold up what it looks like here. Pretty scary looking. But the one that we have is actually
Yeah.
pretty looking, actually. You know?
Yeah, this happens to be a pop rendition of it.
Ours is hot.
And then I guess one of the things is when you actually go out, if you are a hunter, one of the environmental hazards of the occupation is that you can get turned yourself.
Right.
And I think that's what might have happened to her. And,
Okay.
And so what happens is she has a troop of hunters that are coming after her because now she's turned. So it's like all your comrades are not your comrades anymore. Henceforth, maybe the title Vampariah.
There you go. That's awesome. So you don't want to reveal too much of the plot because you want
Yes.
obviously people to go and check it out and
Obviously,
enjoy
yeah.
it. So just how is it? I mean, how's this whole thing coming together in terms of being able to get it out? And are you trying to get into some type of festival or what's the deal?
I mean, I get a lot of flack for like, it's taking too long. It's been about 4 years, right? And I remind people like, how long were we waiting for Star Wars to come out? This I'm talking about the last installment. We waited pretty much like 2 years, and this took 4 years, and we don't even have like not even a fraction of the funding of like a big budget film. And so the fact that we got it out is like freaking amazing. And that's the first route is you actually go out to the film festivals and see who wants it. You want to get as many eyes on this film as possible. And I'm happy to announce that we actually do have a premiere date. Well, I shouldn't say a premiere date itself, but a premiere festival. And that's happening in late April, somewhere between the 21st and 28th. The festival will get back to me on the exact date, but you will see it in Los Angeles as its world premiere.
Oh,
That's
At
awesome.
shit. I'm there.
Come on down. You're our
Excuse
guest.
to go to LA.
Excuse in Hollywood. Beautiful Hollywood.
Oh,
you go.
hell yeah. I'm all over that.
Yeah, when Cindy cusses, that means she's in.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
That's dope. Man, finally, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I have a cameo role in the film.
Yes, he does.
I don't know how brief.
He's naked.
I think I did actually.
Put
be
that visual
naked.
together, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate you being able to throw me into that.
Actually,
Matt.
Sage also makes a cameo. Too.
That's right.
Sage makes a cameo.
So you're going to have both of us, and we're just going to be just in the film.
Yes.
somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
Not digital, live action.
Yes, really them. It's not like we digitally recreated you or something.
There you go. There you go. So through this whole process, what was the most painstaking element that was just driving you crazy?
Oh my God, there's so many things. I think that every single day we were challenged in just like multiple sorts of ways. Like just when we're shooting, it's the scheduling, just getting everybody to be available and having schedules matched because we all have day jobs. You know, we're putting this movie on the cut. You know, and after lots of crazy conflicts of scheduling, then you had this really lengthy post-production because there's like a lot of visual effects in this movie. I'd say almost 1,000 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only divided between a team of 5 people on the effects team. So it's like when I think about everything we've done, it's like it's all about the fact that there's just so many little intricate things that we had to do, and we don't have like the humongous budget of a big Hollywood blockbuster like, I don't know, my favorite Star Wars. You know? You know?
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's all about the budget. If you don't have a budget, it becomes, hey, who could help
the
out?
labor of love.
But I was very fortunate, honestly. I was very, very fortunate to have like really talented people to work with. You know, I mean, JJ was amazing. On many days, we're like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna pull off this makeup work for this day? And she would come through like a trooper, you know. And
There you go. Well, let's go ahead and roll over to JJ. Point the mic towards you. There you go.
Hello again.
Yeah, hello. So, how did you meet Matt?
Me and Matt go way back
way back.
to high school days.
High
days.
school.
High school.
We did not go to high school together, but we met through friends.
Okay,
Yeah, close friends. One of my close friends, Lynn. So
that's cool.
yeah, we've
Was
known
it
each
like
other for a long time?
was it a house party or something? One of those debuts?
I think it was like a dance
Debut.
or like a
Debut.
prom or
Debutante
something,
ball.
something like
Yeah,
that.
I was remember the debutante ball, you know.
Yeah, one of those. in the
That's
city.
awesome.
Yeah.
So at that early stage, were you already messing around with makeup and special effects,
Yeah, in
or
an informal way.
Okay.
So I think I kind of, my early stages of learning were in high school because I have 2 sisters, so I kind of just dabbled in it, like here and there. But I actually didn't start doing it like professionally until I was in my adult, like 20s.
gotcha?
Yeah, and I've always done it part-time, so I didn't really do it like full-time until like the later years when I was working with Matt.
Gotcha. So did you have any formal training, or was this on the fly, watching gore movies?
Most of it was on the fly. Most of it was just learning over the years of practice. And then I went to school in Southern California. I went to do like a kind of an internship. So I learned from doing weddings, and that was like my foundation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I kind of picked it up from there, and I learned how to do hair too, which I hate doing hair. So I just do makeup, and I kind of learned from there.
And how did you evolve into the whole special effects thing where it could be added to?
A lot of it was on Matt's film, which is nice.
Oh, so you really
it was
had
really on the fly. It was just
Okay.
kind of being creative and
Right.
just being in the set and looking at pictures, and him giving me ideas of what he wanted, and just kind of making it up. So
That's dope.
a lot of YouTube too.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube University
Thank you,
usually
YouTube.
helps
Yeah.
out.
So just learning.
That's
it was
cool.
a learning process for me. It was really fun. We had some other makeup artists on there too that we learned from each other. So that was a good environment to be in.
That's awesome. I'm glad that Matt was able to give you a good environment, because Matt's usually hostile about providing that for people.
Throw him under the bus.
So yeah, that's great. I'm glad that it turned out to be a really good situation for you. Let's roll over to Arlene. I don't want to leave her out. How did you meet Matt?
I actually met Matt during this film process, so yeah, it's really, that's how I met Matt, right, Matt? Yeah,
Do an audition.
through an audition, uh-huh.
Okay, so was this like a open audition? What type of setup was it?
We actually set up our auditions over at SF State. Like, we had the room over there, and we just basically had a casting call for various characters, and she showed up for the role. And I said we just liked her, and we just wanted to make sure that she did a second read, and we liked her enough that we put her in the role.
That's dope. I'm glad it worked out.
Rest is
Really did.
history.
Rest is history.
And being that it was a role that you're just going into, because you don't have a really big acting background, right? This is actually
Yeah, exactly. It was just kind of like my foray into, I did like a couple little independent stuff, but this is like really like the major movie that I really got, get to sink my teeth into, and really,
Okay.
Literally.
So-
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. No pun intended, but yeah.
okay. that's I mean, you got to roll with it somehow.
Yeah.
And as far
Great
as
experience. Is great working with Matt. So and all them, they're all talented. So I learned a lot too. So it's a great experience.
that's
Thank you.
awesome. That's awesome. So I need you to speak up to the mic a little
Okay.
bit more because that's just the way it's going to have
Is
to
this
work.
better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, yeah. No, I'm getting distracted. Yeah. Can you take care of that and tell them? Yeah. Do not leave again. We're here at the new location, ladies and gentlemen, and we're trying to work our protocol, so to speak, and we can't have the
No
things
in and
are-
out privileges.
yeah, exactly.
We're locked in here.
Yeah.
Like a zombie apocalypse movie. It's like you're just locked in
You
there.
kind of
You
want to
got-
be locked
Yeah.
in here. 'cause
Yeah,
the
you're gonna
streets
have
are-
to be locked in here.
I've seen
There's
some
no-
of the people walking up to the window. They look a little shadier.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing we have to kind of work through. So pardon the little distraction there, but we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll with Arlene once more. So can you talk about your role a little bit?
Yeah. So basically, I play Michelle Kilman.
Okay.
She's a political analyst, like real driven woman, really strong opinions. So, and she, like Matt mentioned, she's the leader of the Hunters. So,
She leads the
Yeah.
charge.
All right. There you go. And that's pretty significant, right?
yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Cindy, do you have anything for our special guest? I'll give you a chance to snap at him a little bit.
Okay. Well, what kind of stuff did you have to like learn and research before you got into playing a huntress of sorts? Unless
Yeah, I
that's
had
what
to
you were doing
really,
before.
Research about the Filipino folklore, like the aswang, the mythical creatures. We also got to do some cool boot camp, training camp kind of thing.
We
right?
started off in a boot
Right,
camp.
Matt? So,
Oh, nice.
some so we learned some fighting choreography. That was really fun. We had a really good trainer.
Pierre Parker.
Yeah, so that was fun. Those kind of things. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
What else?
You want to go down the list?
We'll go down the list, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Were you familiar with any of the folklore before? Like, did you ever?
I mean, I did. I mean, because I am Filipino. So
Okay.
I have heard of the
You look
aswang
really
before.
mixed. Like not 100% Filipino.
Well, but I'm
None of us are
100%
100%.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, I did have to do a little bit more research, and yeah, just their movement and things like that. Things that you really had to portray in the film, not just like the story of it all.
You should know this. Like the Aswang moves in a particular way, and even characters who weren't the Aswang actually had to learn to move like them. Like it's like Pierre actually had a special move for us
Right.
where we were on the ground. It's almost like we're doing a push up, but we're walking because can you hold up the toy for a second just to get
Take
a
look
visual
at
for
that.
this?
Those little wings.
The Aswang splits in half, only leaving like the upper half of the body. The legs kind of get left behind. It has these bat-like wings, but we had to figure out how did it move, like when it just walked on the ground. So we kind of went with like more of a bird-like kind of movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
But we actually had everybody on the cast and crew, 'cause sometimes even the crew members joined us for the workouts, doing the movements. I think we had some footage of that on our website where we're just doing like what looks like crawling on our hands, and dragging our legs.
Right.
Sure, it's a good workout
It
though.
was an amazing workout.
That's awesome.
Weren't you happy with your body after this movie? 'Cause
You're
we were
like,
all
I have no arm flab. It's great.
I needed a little bit. Yeah, I need that trainer again.
So the whole boot camp thing that was ongoing during the filming, right?
It was mostly like before we started, because like if you're doing a fight scene, you got to be able to do scenes like over and over again and just like not get too winded by it.
Yeah.
If you're not in shape and you're not doing stuff, you're gonna have a hard time just doing 3 takes. So boot camp was like kind of important. Like we're doing an action film, we better be in shape for this. And I trained with them too. I wasn't like just okay, go ahead, do some push-ups.
Sitting in there.
Yeah, you
Yes,
gotta
I'm gonna
folding
drink my
chair,
soda.
eating. Yeah.
yeah, you have to set an example. You can't be like that director that kicks back and just lets everyone just have their way.
Exactly. It's something that you have to do. We really were all in the trenches of this movie
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
weren't
Matt
we?
got us boxing gloves. I mean, we
I
really
did.
went all in.
You
Really?
remember that?
Yeah.
Brand new boxing
Yeah.
gloves?
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you
Yeah.
had a little budget there for a little.
Yeah, it went back. Went away pretty quickly.
It goes fast, huh?
Then I had to do more fundraising.
There you go. There you go. So let me just reach over here, and I saw this, and this is what inspired the film, right?
Right.
Talk about this real quick.
Okay, they originally started off as a short film called Vampinay, right, which means like short for Filipino woman vampire, Vampira at Pinay, right? And yeah, it was a film I released sometime like in 2003. Believe it or not, it's about a 21-minute short film that I shot mostly on really cheapy cameras, but I did have some cool CG effects for that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got a lot of attention at film festivals, and I thought I really need to try to develop this into a feature, but I didn't think the technology was quite there to make like a really good, convincing feature film for it. So eventually I felt like I started seeing things like on YouTube. I said, okay, I think the technology is here, because there was I can remember the day that my visual effects artist called me up and said, I need you to see this video. And it was like a really neat looking video. I said, oh, that's great. And he goes, it was shot with a still camera, he told me. I go, really? So it was the dawn of the DSLR, and I realized, okay, the time has come to shoot the movie with the technology that can be afforded.
Yeah.
And that's why we
We
did
have the technology.
it. We can build him.
Yeah, we
or
can
her.
build it.
It's amazing how you could be able to do that. It's just like when, for my project, the EDM project, Burt Knots,
Yes.
the quality is night and day from how it would have been maybe like 10 years ago. And it's just the type of camera that you could use just brings out the cinematic quality, and there's no getting around it. You have to go that way. And I think that's what makes independent filmmakers such as yourself have the optimism to put out a quality product versus something that could be, say, home footage like.
Right.
So that's the advancement.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why we're doing the show now. Look, we're actually doing a Periscope feed, and it's just coming through off a cell phone.
Cell phone.
That's amazing. Who would have thought about something like this 20 years ago? It's just, it's amazing. So getting back to the actress part of it, Arlene, as far as being able to have additional roles, are you looking forward to continuing your acting career, or is this where it's going to be and you're going to see where it's going to go?
I mean, time permitting, like Matt says, we all have day jobs, but I do definitely want to still try to, explore the whole acting thing. So yeah.
Seems like you're very enthusiastic about just jumping right into it.
Well, it's going to open
Yeah.
up opportunities for you.
Yeah,
Though.
absolutely. Yes, exactly. So
Okay, cool. JJ, what are things that you're looking forward to as far as being able to expand on the whole special effects area that you're really expertise in?
Well, thank you for the expertise part. I'm not doing so much makeup stuff anymore. It was really a fun process. I'm pretty much open to doing some makeup projects here and there, but I'm actually transitioning into doing fashion, which is actually something I wanted to do for a long time.
Oh, runway stuff?
No, not runway, not actually designing, but styling.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing that this upcoming year. I'm working on that. That's something that's been really interesting to me for the last couple of years, and I kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and I was doing makeup, and because I was doing makeup for several years, I just wanted to change and try something else. So
That's awesome.
I'm not saying no to any makeup projects like that are kind of smaller projects, but you never know. But
Well-
for now, I haven't been doing too much on that side.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was really fun to work on the film. I wouldn't mind doing something else like it. Special effects is pretty cool because you don't have to be like super precise with stuff. Not all the time. I know you probably do sometimes, but it's a fun thing to do because you get to be messy and you get to be to see some really fun stuff. So right now, nothing planned, but you never know.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, if Vampariah 2 gets off the ground, you're
Yeah.
definitely going to get a call.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
For sure.
So as far as, Matt, as far as being able to hit a certain release date, is that something you want to mess with right now and let the public know, or are you still on the fence with that?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, like I said, it's just hasn't been released by the actual festival that's putting it out in Los Angeles. That's the difference. But I know for sure it's going to happen between the dates of the 21st to the 28th of April.
Okay.
What's the name of the festival?
That's Visual Communications, VC for short.
Okay.
It's the Asian American Film Festival of Los Angeles, so it's the premier one of them.
Okay.
And they have some pretty prestigious venues, one of them being the Directors Guild of America, which is kind of funny to think, like, it's kind of a funny joke I have with my other fellow filmmaker friends. All the great filmmakers have used this bathroom.
They've urinated in the stall.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's just a funny, like, we have the privilege
You
to
could
be here.
submit your contribution.
And you're
Yes.
Snapchatting the urinal.
Exactly.
There you go.
Spielberg. This one's the Spielberg right here.
Right there,
You
that
know.
drip.
That one right there.
That dried up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah, I'm going into places where I shouldn't. Sorry.
It's
ladies
all
and
right.
gentlemen.
I'm the one who went there, but I'm just saying, it's just funny. I met John Woo in the same building. Though.
Oh,
That was
really?
really cool.
Hey, that's
So John Woo, it's like,
There you go.
talk about action. Like, I think he revolutionized the way we look at action movies. And
I agree.
who has the two guns?
Hard boiled.
Exactly. Told you.
So, yeah, let's get right into that. As far as influences and people that inspired you, John Woo, who else?
Oh my God. I think recently I've been talking a lot about Miyazaki of all strange things. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like I just love like Miyazaki animation, and I had this. I remember he just came out of retirement, and then I had this one shot in the movie that just looks like it's something that would be in a Miyazaki film, and I kind of paired it up with
So
an image from.
You bit.
No, homage, fool. You know? No, and then I'm really into, of course, anime stuff. It's like there's a lot of that references in there. Of course, George Romero, the original creators of the zombie films, really big on Coppola, who did Dracula. So there's so many references in the film, but it's very rich in layers of like. It's a combination of like how Tarantino does it,
Right.
He'll take like the cool stuff that he's seen over the years that he really was a fan of.
Let me grab Game of Death and put it in.
Exactly, and there is a bit of Game of Death in this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Can you just give all spoilers on what you kind of took Easter eggs from, or
I would
we'll
just say I was inspired by the fact that there was this temple or a pagoda where there's many level stages, kind of like on a video game goes.
Yeah.
And then I decided to
like
use,
Game of Death.
Yeah, like Game of Death. And I did take an element of that to create the grand finale of the film, where you really have to work your way up the pagoda of death, and of course, there's boss levels and all this other kind of fun stuff. So I really try to design the film. You could easily make a video game on this movie, I'm telling you.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not, right?
Right.
There you go.
Anyway.
You got to think high. You got video games. You should do action figures.
Yes, action figures.
Yeah.
We
Have Arlene as one of the characters on there.
I think we have a digital scan of you, so we can do that easily.
We can
No
3D
problem.
print you.
We can 3D print you.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, just right off the bat, what's the runtime on it?
It's about 90 minutes. It's
Okay.
an average feature-length film.
There you go. See, that's real.
That's real. It's a real feature-length film. It's
Yeah.
not like 30 minutes.
It's
you know?
funny where certain people would say, "Oh, I have a film out," and you end up watching. It's like, "Oh, this thing's 10 minutes." Yeah, and it's characterized as a film. There should be some type of
Well, it's short film or
Short
feature film.
Short film.
yeah. But to me, there's a lot more you could do with just that period of time. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
you have
like-
to start somewhere. Some people actually start off. I mean, this started off as a short film. It was 21 minutes when it started, right?
Gotcha.
And then it was a genesis for it, because some don't have like the budget to make a feature film off the bat, and you really also got to learn your film language of how you want to tell a story. And I think that's part of the way you do it. You make a short film, and you realize there's more here than that. I mean, George Lucas, that guy. He made a movie.
Never
too.
heard of him.
I think
Never
I
heard that.
Yeah, who's that for
He
us?
did.
I'm gonna Google it.
Google George Lucas, but he made a movie called THX, which started off as a short film.
That's right.
People don't know this movie as much as they know the other one he did. I don't know that that one. What was it called? American Graffiti.
That was.
Yeah, that was a good movie. American Graffiti. But it started off as a short film, and then eventually that became this movie called THX 1138. And
Right.
Then he graduated to other movies. and
Gotcha.
Bigger things.
Gotcha. See, what I'm trying to get at is that sometimes you get misled because they're like, oh, I have a film. And, like, for example, what was that short film that was kind of like Batman versus Predator?
Oh, yeah.
Batman Dead End?
Dead End, Dead
yeah.
End, yes.
That was a great short film.
Heck yeah.
And they promoted it like it was a feature-length film, which was fine, but that's the thing. I just don't like to get
So
misled.
if you fly all the way to LA to see this premiere,
Yeah, I want my 90 minutes.
yeah, I want my 90
I
minutes.
want my
film.
fucking 90 minutes.
You'll get
I don't-
90 minutes, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
it's got to be
I'll tell
longer
you.
than my flight.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I want quality and quantity all at once when it comes to my
Sam
film.
wants it all.
Exactly. Thank you, Captain.
That's what the internet's for nowadays. Short films. That's the market for that. You know. I mean, I go on YouTube and it's like there's like a lot of cool like dead end sort of short films now where people are like making
Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
That's
yeah,
right.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
right.
Have you guys seen that? It's awesome.
Please watch it.
It's on Netflix.
Please watch. I know it
Netflix.
made it to Netflix.
It's
after
not even a
YouTube.
feature length film. It's like
It's
30
half
minutes.
hour, yeah.
That's half hour. It's insane.
Yeah, and they still get paid like a feature film.
No, it was just this project this guy did, and it just went viral.
Yeah.
It's just kitschy kind
Please,
of fun.
please
thing.
watch it. You'll
What is
thank
it?
me later.
Kung Fury.
Yes.
That's awesome. So, as far as like the whole thing in terms of the entire cast, there's going to be a premiere that's coming up. I'm not going into any detail, but everyone's invited in terms of the cast. Any press? What's going on with that?
That's going to be all in Los Angeles.
Okay,
That's all the LA stuff.
gotcha.
I'm
We're going to
going.
be going all out for that. So, I mean, I think I'm going to be like, I don't know,
and
living
every-
in LA for a while. I will be.
So it's
living
going to
in
be a
LA.
lengthful stay when
Please
you.
let us know. I want to go.
I will let you know.
As you can tell, Cindy
wanna
is
go.
fucking excited about just the thought of going to LA. You brought up LA. She was like, I'm there.
I'm
Red
there.
carpet and dress and everything.
I'm
right?
there.
I'll be there.
I was talking
She's
about
like-
myself. I'm going to wear a dress. No.
Please do.
Cindy's like, if it's 5 minutes, I'm still there.
Right?
Because I get
Excuse
to
go
go.
to LA for a few days.
That's right. Well, I would love to have you there.
There you go.
I'm there.
Where
Thank you, Cindy.
are you gonna take in some attractions, or are you just LA's LA? You're just
No,
so-
I actually like LA, surprisingly. I know. It's like my dad is like, you're crazy, man. Yeah, I hate this city. It's like traffic. I was like, that's 101 here in the Bay Area and 880 here. Yeah.
LA traffic is night and day compared to how it is here in the Bay. Not even fucking close.
Oh, man. Like, you miss
Yep.
your stuff, man.
I'm telling you. And overseas,
It's just a different kind of weird that you're not used to. Because we get used to our San Francisco weird. And then when you go to LA, you're like, this place is another planet.
that's
But
right.
You're just not used to their weird.
It's just funny. You get off the exit and trying to get back on to just travel a mile takes an hour. Like, what the hell is this?
So like the beginning of that movie, CB4.
That's
Oh.
right. Yeah. Who stars in it? Chris Rock, right?
Chris Rock, yeah.
Good old Chris Rock. Speaking of movies, we just had a violent film that just blew up the box office,
Oh, heck yeah.
Deadpool.
Heck yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so don't do any spoilers if you guys have seen
Lots
it.
of killing.
All right.
I killed it there. Sorry.
No, it's pretty obvious.
It's
And
rated R for a reason.
Yes.
Okay.
did they do it
It
right?
was a swearing.
Did they do it justice?
My God, that was freaking amazing. That's brilliant.
From the comic enthusiasts that I have talked to, they said that yes, they did it justice, and that the main difference was that they didn't. Are you familiar with the comic story?
Yeah.
Okay, so that in the comic, they cut off his tongue because he's such a smart ass. He regrows it later, but like they didn't do that in the movie just because I think they wanted to keep as much smart ass comments rolling through it as possible. and then other than that, everybody said it was pretty true to form.
But did you see it?
I did see it.
Okay. Good.
I did see it.
Good.
And there's plenty of smart assery and fuckery for your viewing enjoyment.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's a great movie, I
Did-
think.
JJ, Arlene, you see it?
I did.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, no
Oh,
spoilers.
Arlene has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk
no-
about
no
it real
spoilers.
quick.
Oh, you don't want any spoilers, though?
Yeah, well, just kind of add on to a few things in terms of like the violence and how well it was done. Just make it spoiler free.
I mean, for the girls, they'll probably like that it's a a little bit of a love story, if you could, exactly. And, before Ryan Reynolds had his little mask on, I mean, you have a little eye candy there, so, But for the guys, I guess, for the comic book fans.
A little bit for everything.
Yeah.
A little bit for everybody, I
Yeah,
should say.
it's not like your typical, like, Avenger. Well, he's.
It's not your like summer superhero kind of movie.
I like the sarcasticness, and he's really, I like.
He's the bad seed.
Yeah, and it's not just the character. It was like the film was fun, right?
It's fun. It's fun to watch it.
Now, were you a fan prior to it, or just knew a little bit of Deadpool?
I didn't really know Deadpool. Like I knew all the, not like the typical, Iron Man kind of stuff. But now I do. I'm a fan now. So. Gotcha.
So
there
now
you go, a convert.
Yeah, now you're a geek. You're gonna start going to Comic-Con and all the conventions.
Yeah, we like the anti-hero.
Anti-hero. I'm glad you brought up the word anti-hero because that's what my film is. It's all about the anti-hero, and I was getting worried that like everybody was playing it really, really safe lately. I love all these movies. I love like Iron Man, and of course I like Batman and everything, but it's like you're still making like PG-13.
Right.
And I know based on just like the fact that this is kind of an action horror, there's lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of swearing. It's like this is going to be a rated R film, and people were concerned that, it's not going to make a lot of money because rated R films can't get people under 18. Well, sorry, they sneak in somehow, right?
Yeah, they still get in. They don't check that stuff.
Now, were there a lot of kids at these showings?
Unfortunately, there was a bunch of kids when I went.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, you guys are all shit parents.
No, they're not. They raised them right.
And were the kids pretty behaved, or were they making a racket?
I don't know, but I mean, for my sake, like when I go to something like that, I want to go be around adults. I don't want to be around kids. That's why I go to bars. That's why I go to R-rated movies. Like I waited this long to be an adult. Like I'm gonna go do adult things.
Late showings. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to go.
I went to a late show. I was like, started at 10 or something. It was pretty grown up crowd. I was the loudest person in the room, I think.
What? Were you standing up cheering?
I was just like, some of the jokes, like some of the audience didn't get it.
Really?
I thought it was hilarious. Like, I don't want to give away any of the jokes, but I just thought it was funny. Like so many inside jokes. If you know something about Deadpool or the Marvel universe, you're like, oh my God, that was hilarious, right? Because they're making fun of themselves.
Right.
Throughout the entire movie. And I thought, okay, anyway.
And that's what I was reading about, how Deadpool kind of like opens that I don't give a fuck about the whole Marvel universe or comic book genre and just kind of like lets it all go without any restrictions, because that's what's missing from the whole superhero genre of movies, is that everything is so robotic and everything has to be a certain platform.
Formulaic.
Yeah. And for Deadpool to come out of it is kind of refreshing. And maybe that's the recipe moving forward with rated R superhero films. What do you think?
I'm all for. I think that I made something that probably fits into that genre. So it's like, yes. I mean,
have a look, everybody.
So I want everybody to know that like I really want to take a chance, because like you're on an indie scale. You're not worried about the Hollywood studio saying, hey, this has got to be done a certain way. You're kind of on your own rules. And so it's like that was kind of a refresher to me, especially because it broke the box office. It smashed like all the competition. Like it smashed Iron Man, it smashed like some of the Batman movies. It totally smashed them to pieces. And they said, "Oh no, these rated R films with the hero genre, it's not gonna pay. It's not gonna make any money." And it's like, no, it's total bullshit.
That's the way to look at it, man. On the Vampariah flyer here, you have this little
swatch.
Yeah, swatch. Explain the purpose of this 3D
3D
element.
Okay, this is not a postcard. This is actually something I'm giving to you guys. It's actually a piece of the movie. It basically says, attached is a swatch from the Aswang's wing that worn by Arlene Mario for her role as Vampina in the production of Vampariah. So what you got there is actually a piece of the practical wing that she actually wore. You might say, well, wasn't that the wings like computer generated? Yes and no. We actually did have real wings.
Practical wings. Just
she
like
actually wore.
Wow.
And so these are the wings, and some guy named Hazmat made it. I don't know who that guy is.
Some asshole.
Yeah, some real dickhead.
By the way, that sounds like the opening credits of Deadpool, by the way.
So we have some other items here. Let's talk about that really quick.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
want to jump into? You have a hat. You have some
Oh, yeah.
props. Let's get into
Got
it.
some
Let's
swag.
see. This is actually a hat that was made by Christian Cowboy. It's actually by Bayen. I don't know if anybody could see this because there's like a little embroidery on it. But it's sort of the unofficial swag of Vampariah because he actually sells this on his website, and I just want to give a plug out to him because he actually had some of his scripting work done for the film, and I have him actually working on a poster that's done in the tribal Bayan font because I felt like it was necessary to have one.
Okay.
We have it in a few languages, I think. I think Chinese is one of them, and I think we'll work on a Japanese and a French and whatever not. But but we had to have a Bayan because that's actually our roots. I thought we should have it, and it's pre-Hispanic, and I just wanted to have that as part of the film's history.
Nice.
We have a few of the stunt knives here. So this is not the real. We have a real knife, and we have some stunt knives, but these are actually crafted by somebody who's been on your show, Disciple.
Yes.
Jeff Lanzaga.
Good old Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
And if I tried to stab him, I actually probably would hurt the knife more than I would hurt him, really, because it's made of cardboard, but you wouldn't be able to tell.
And you made these yourself?
Disciple made this. This one here is just a typical, actually, a lot of martial arts will use this one. It's usually used when, like, you're doing, practice knife fights and stuff. We had real knives, and we also did the bait and switch. It's like when you have close-ups, you use real ones. And, of course, you're much more careful when you got those. And when you're doing an actual straight-up scene, you can go ahead and do something. It won't do jack to you, So it's just something that's kind of interesting to see. But I thought I would have Jocelyn talk a little bit about these guys here.
Yeah.
What are these things? It's kind of funny. It's drugs.
Hey.
It's a prosthetic. It's like
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay. Talk about
There.
this, JJ. What is this?
Well, I don't think I did that one, but it's
Not for the character.
Yeah, not for the character, but this is a prosthetic.
Looks
so you just,
like freaking ball sack
some-
missing balls.
could be a lot of different things, definitely. It's something that you just apply to your skin. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen this if you did some fun stuff on Halloween. So you kind of just want to apply this to wherever you want. What
Okay.
Body part.
Really? So it's like
Yeah.
a body part
It's like
fits all.
Yeah, it's extra skin, but I think this was for Mr. Fang.
there's a character, Mr. Fang. There's a
Fang.
few other
Yeah.
characters that have this kind of thing. It's similar to like on The Lost Boys. If you ever seen like Keith Sutherland's character Michael. I'm not sorry, Michael. Sorry, David. Sorry, I said the other character. But he has this crazy brow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Also popular in like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Yeah,
TV
protruding forehead. So
show. So I could
Like
get really
that.
angry.
Yeah.
Urgh.
Yeah.
Put the color contacts in the teeth, and all of a sudden you are just a straight up monster.
That's cool. So all the main Aswangs are wearing that, right?
Some are wearing it.
Okay.
You have to watch the movie to find out. But with this one character, Mr. Fang, he, how should I explain it? He's kind of like a type of Chinese vampire called a Jiangxi, or we call it Kyunxi in the movie.
Right.
And basically, he has that same kind of forehead. I said, let's go with the very Lost Boys-esque kind of look. And so we had some of the appliances applied to some of the characters to kind of have just a little more of a vampiric appearance and stuff.
Okay.
And so.
And what do we have here? Some shurikens?
Yes, we got ninja stars.
Ninja stars.
Ninja stars. I promised Kelly Lou Dennis, our lead actress who plays Mahal, that she would have the ability to throw ninja stars in this movie. And so I was like, well, you're going to throw ninja stars, you better have it land into somebody. So you can kind of imagine, like,
yeah, I think we put some on
some actors.
forehead.
Oh, wow.
I'm dead. Oh.
Now, did Jeff make those?
Jeff made these too, because we actually had another prop that she could throw. And then these ones here, believe it or not, even though they look kind of metallic, are actually, again, cardboard.
Wow.
And
Jeff's amazing.
Missy.
they're kind of
Thank
neat.
you.
You're welcome.
And so,
Here, you could take the
you
knife
had,
too.
and I know that Jocelyn had to apply them to some actors, and that was kind of fun to see, to be able to throw things. We got to do a lot of fun stuff on an action movie, but then
I have to take a picture with that stuck in my face.
okay, Jocelyn's gonna have to
Yeah,
help
I'll
her
help
apply it, and you gotta do your best dead expression.
I like it. I like it. Cool. Now, you have, what's this yellow thingamajig?
Oh yeah, this thing right here. It's a type of talisman, right? It's like it's for neutralizing like zombies and kyonsi or jiangxis. You just kind of slap it on their forehead, kind of like this. and then they'll stop. It's also used to keep ghosts out of your house because we do have ghosts in the film too. And one of our Mahal, the main character, she sees dead people, and she doesn't want them just wandering into her living room when she's
that's not cool.
It's not cool. It's like invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
People like us probably don't see the ghosts walking around, so we don't really trip, right? But she sees them, so it's like, oh, get the hell out of here. Slaps it on the walls and make sure that she has a safe place where nobody can get in.
Wow. Like that. So
just like that.
So
if you're paranoid as shit, take a stack of these.
Yep.
and
you can have some. You can have some.
and there is a stack, literally.
Right, yeah.
We littered some scenes with like all over the place. We had these.
I thought these were bookmarkers or something, man.
You could use as a bookmark now.
Yeah.
If your book is haunted.
Your book haunted? Have you heard the Necronomicon?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a haunted book if I ever heard one.
Wow.
Right?
Have you ever played with the Ouija board?
Ooh.
I have one, and nobody has ever wanted to play with me.
And no one will. Trust me.
Nobody will? I got that shit at Toys R Us. Come on now.
Whether it's Toys R Us or...
It's pink.
No, I'm sorry.
It's a toy.
You have played it?
I have, but I have a lot of theories on what is really happening, but it's still...
What's the theory?
Apparently, there's a part of the brain that has like a automotion, and you start asking questions. It literally is an involuntary movement of the brain to the muscles that actually move. And again, some people who play with it really want to believe that it actually has powers, and I think that in itself is kind of dangerous to play with. When you start to believe something is really manifesting itself. I know I get into discussion. I know I do the Haunted Bay show with Ying.
That's right.
And I know we get into these really heated discussions about it's not paranormal. Yes, it is paranormal. Oh my God! It's like I'm like gotta be like the crazy person saying it's not paranormal. And then sometimes I go, hey, that stuff was kind of freaky. Maybe it is paranormal.
That's
but
crazy.
I want to believe. I'm just like Mulder. I want to believe, but I haven't seen anything yet.
I feel that way too. Nobody wants to try it with me. Everybody is.
I'll try it with you,
shitless.
because I'm not really scared of it.
Okay,
there you
all
go,
right.
Cindy.
There you go.
You're
I'll
already
do it.
set.
It's a date.
Where is it? Let's do this right now.
It's a date.
Yes, let's do it.
You should have brought it here. You could have done it here in the studio.
On the
I
studio.
should.
Yeah, there's a lot of space, and there's a piano.
We got our stack of Ghost Be Gone paper right there, and
and we have the piano that you could levitate if needed. And
There is a piano over there.
there is a
grand
piano
one.
over there, right?
there you go. Now you have this exclusive Pop Asia swang.
I wish I could say that was official merch for my film, but it's not. But
Yeah,
it's
this
really
is so cool. But yeah, this is what the character is based on.
Cool.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Get
right
the
here.
3D printout of the characters later.
We have to do that. We are gonna. Aren't you gonna be excited to have an action figure?
Wow.
I think JJ wants an action figure.
That's a dream come true.
JJ
We
wants
had
to have
Slam
one.
and Sam and a Captain Fantastic action figure too.
Dude, that sounds so fucking good. I want it to happen now.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
What we need to do, who we need to tap on? It's like, Julius, who does My Motion Studios.
That's right. He has that Iron Man dead on outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he has like a 3D printing farm. I want to call it a farm because he has a render farm because we rendered out all the visual effects over at his special effects ranch up there in El Sobrani.
So he has a 3D printer.
And he has 2 3D printers that are just like nonstop. Every time I
Dude,
go
those are
there-
like really expensive.
Exactly. And he got
Like-
them running in tandem with each other.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, what kind of drugs is he
Ooh.
selling?
He's selling good ones.
Obviously.
3D printed ones.
Yeah. And that could be quite lucrative because, hey, you could 3D print anything practically. Yeah, it will just take
gun?
a while.
How about a gun?
You could do a gun.
Okay, all right.
Could be props for your next movie, right?
Yeah, we could. That's what we're doing right now. It's like sometimes it's like you could just like build it on the computer and it becomes a physical object in the real world. It's so amazing.
That's straight out of Willy Wonka.
My gosh, you're right.
That's amazing.
Wonka Vision.
There
It
you-
is. It is. Except I don't think you should eat it.
No, not 3D print. Well, we don't know. We could 3D print chocolate, I guess.
Or we could just buy some.
Yeah.
That's pushing it right there. Something edible, ladies and
Edible.
gentlemen.
What kind
No
of things
way.
would you want to eat? I mean, like, what kind of 3D edible would you want to eat?
Well, what if
Shoot.
there's like not shit to eat at your house? And how many times have you opened the fridge and just like wanted something to materialize that you were interested in eating?
Just like in Star Trek, right?
Yeah, a food
Yeah.
replicator.
Yeah, exactly.
See, why hasn't that shit been invented yet?
I think it's actually in the process
It's
right
in the
now.
works,
I've
okay.
seen it's already seen stuff that looks kind of like that right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's out there. It's already out there. We just aren't freaking rich enough to afford it, I guess. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and roll over to Arlene and JJ real quick. As far as like acting influences, who really stands out for you? Arlene? And talking to the mic.
So who's my favorite?
Real close. We can't hear you. There you
Let's
go.
see,
Thank
I
you.
said, who's my favorite
Yeah.
right now? I guess I mean I like Angelina Jolie, so she's cool.
Really?
Okay, that
Yeah.
kind of
What-
fits your theme though. That's like your action hero.
Yeah, I like Angelina Jolie. Who else do I like? And yeah, that's what comes to mind right now.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I have a question for JJ. Since you want to get into styling, who would be some of your dream clients?
Oh, dream clients. I thought you were gonna
Yes.
say, who do I like? I guess that could be the same thing. Dream clients would probably be.
Kanye West.
I was thinking that.
Hey, why not? Of course.
He's
Why
broke
not,
though,
right?
apparently.
Yeah, right.
Kanye's definitely up there, sure. He kind of has that like really simple style, which is actually something that I like. I mean, I like a lot. I love fashion, so I like a lot of different things. I like a lot of. I don't really have like one particular person, but maybe like Rihanna because I really like her style.
Okay,
That's somebody that comes to mind. I
Jadis?
like.
because
I'm
you
really
know
into
she
music.
needs to make a statement every time she goes
Yeah,
out. So
she
that's a
has
big
a
challenge.
different style. So, I
Jaden
really
Smith?
Like sure, why not? I'm kind of one of those people like, hey, you never know. It's kind of fun to style people. Not one particular person really, other than that.
What are you
Yeah, I
going to
never
put
thought
Matt
that.
in for the premiere?
That's a good question. Matt is actually pretty good at dressing up.
He
so,
is.
So something simple for him would be totally like off.
I was thinking about a black barong.
Oh.
Oh,
And
Because they
define
typically
what
have white.
barong is.
sinister.
It's because it's typically in the color white, but it's like a Filipino.
Typically,
dress.
it's kind of creamish.
Awful.
Creamy,
Yeah.
not
I
exactly
seen you
white.
wear yours. I got a picture of you in it, Sam.
Yes. Yes, my barong. I think did I wear that like.
You did. You wore it
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah. I was like.
You were
This is
so
looking at
excited. You
I
were
w-
so excited to get it out.
You
'cause
remember that,
Truth
huh?
said he wore his to an event, and you're like, "I have mine." You dropped everything to go put it on.
Yeah, I did that. I did that on
Did
break.
you get naked?
So that's cool. That's cool.
Black barong.
Black barong, yeah.
Bla- all right, we're gonna hold you to that on the premiere.
Yeah, in L.A., yes. In L.A., I got to get a black barong for that, yeah.
There you go.
I have
There
enough time.
The black barong, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
That is the new Matt Abaya outfit.
I think Christian Cowboy wears one oftentimes when he does his talks about Bye Yin. So I got to give him props for wearing a black barong too.
There you go.
So they already exist.
They exist. I've actually been looking at them online, honestly. No, but
Send me the link. I want to check that out
yes, I will do
because
that.
that's totally unique.
It is very. I mean, I just think it'd be kind of fitting. It's like it's
Sinister and
it
traditional.
is traditional at the same time.
And you're not going to wear any undershirt, just going to show all the,
I
the
was gonna show
nipples
off
and
my
everything.
4-pack right here, right? Yeah.
I mean, ladies, do you think that someone should, like a male, have an undershirt for barongs or just show it with nipples and everything? What's your thoughts on that? Should they be
I don't know,
covered
I think
up?
the undershirt would kind of mess it up a little bit.
Say-
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go totally shirtless
I think
underneath
he could
that.
do it without.
All right.
Yeah. Kind of the sheer look.
The sheer look.
I like it traditional, so I have an undershirt.
Undershirt. So it's gotta be a black undershirt though. It can't be a white one. No.
Wow. There we go.
It,
How about a tank top
It,
then?
it pulls off his eccentric director statement that he's trying to make.
And he's very eccentric. He cannot be away from that. So
Uniqueness.
there you go. There you go. Any closing thoughts on the whole Vampariah project and how you want everything to play out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want as many eyes on as I can, so I'm going to be putting all my effort in just making sure I promote that big screening there, and I just want to reach an audience, and I just hope everybody enjoys this movie that we put out, because I know I put the best part of me in 4 years for this movie, and I had some of the best team I could actually assemble,
There you go.
You included.
Appreciate being part of that team.
Yes.
Avengers Assemble.
Yes, and Grant, who's actually off camera here. He's,
There you go.
On the marketing, and he's one of our sound engineers for the film, believe it or not, and he makes a cameo too somewhere.
All right, there we go. Our lone studio audience member. Love it, love it,
Right
love
over
it.
there.
And yeah, let's go ahead and go down the list in terms of shouts and plugs. So let's begin with Arlene. Any shouts to family members, friends that are out there? And you're going to have to speak into the mic.
Just hi to everybody out there listening.
Anyone?
Please watch our show when it comes out. It's gonna be a great movie.
You don't have to be so secretive. You can have more shouts out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sing hi, everyone.
To our crew,
Oh,
friends,
to our
your
crew,
son.
You know, my kids, my husband, my family. I mean,
There you go.
yeah, there
There
That
you
way,
go.
that way they don't like, you didn't say anything to me and their feelings get hurt. Then they'll start cussing you out in Tagalog. All that good stuff. Cool. Right on, Arlene. JJ, take it away.
Same thing. Hi to everybody. Hi, mom and dad. Even though you're probably not watching.
They're not watching, trust me, because we're off.
Friends and family. Shout out to the other makeup artists worked on the film.
How many makeup artists total were there?
There's like rotating like 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So Roxane, who just left back to LA. Roxane. Is it Zane Artistry?
Yeah.
Roxane.
And she's
out
also an
there down
actress in
LA.
the film. too.
We're-
Also an
Cin-
actress in the film.
Cindy's going to
There's a
find her
few other
because
ones.
she'll go to LA.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's doing really well out there. So hi to all the other cast and crew, which I haven't seen for a very long time.
You will soon.
Yeah, but we will soon.
We'll
We'll
soon.
be reunited.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boy, I got too many people to thank, really.
Well, do the truncated version, please.
Truncated. First off, everybody at this table, right?
Yes.
Everybody
This table.
in this room, and not at this table as well, too. You know, because you guys are, I appreciate just being here, and you guys all had something to do with this film too. So, what you call it? Of course, the cast, the crew. We call them Team Vampariah. So there's just too many people on that one just to thank in one. But definitely I want to give a shout out to our 2 lead actresses, Irene Mario and Kelly Lou Dennis. And of course, Arlene here as well. So it's like just a really crazy family. Asia, our director of photography, she went through a lot through this movie. I mean, she came out a changed person, but she came out with this really beautiful looking movie. And I'm just happy to have her as my director of photography. And of course, Julius Sanchez, who did help me with the visual effects, 3D animator, motion, mocap-less motion capture, seamless motion captures just with cameras alone. And the only person who actually texted in for a shout out is Lawrence Iriarte.
There you go.
Hey, one person who got a shout out. He's actually a co-editor in this movie. So
Really?
Yes, and an assistant director. We all had multiple hats in this film. So he's been an indispensable person in this project. Just having him on board, I couldn't do without him. And of course, I had a lot of support from my family. It's like I have like 4 parents apparently. Because my
The more the merrier, right?
yeah, it's like my parents originally got divorced, but they got remarried and are happily kind of remarried, and we all have Christmases and Thanksgivings all together.
There you go.
And so we all have but they all jumped in to help me out, especially when I was doing a Kickstarter campaign, and they've been very supportive of this film project. They haven't seen it, so I'm like crossing my fingers they're not going to disown me after they see how violent and how much cussing and
They had to
what
have
was
an
going on.
idea.
Tell them to go watch Deadpool. Get
I will
warmed
tell them
up.
watch it, warm them up. Like, yeah, that'd be a good idea. But it's just going to be I just feel like it's going to be a very special time to be able to share what this 4 years of work with everybody.
That's awesome. All right. Cool, Matt.
Thank you.
Let's roll over to my co-host, Captain Fantastic. Cindy, take it away.
Well, thank you for having me back.
Always.
Thank you to Kinders. Thank you to Mike Murphy for our awesome new studio. Let's see, Matt, I'm glad I could sit in on this episode because I've been trying to get my work schedule back out of Fugazi land. And,
Fugazi?
Yes.
Fugazi.
Yeah. Because, I have day job, too, that gets in the way of
There
all
you
the
go.
fun
Grab
shit
the knife.
that I
Grab
want.
the
Yeah.
knife so you could
This
feel
is
like
what-
this fucking day job is fucking preventing me from being on the show.
God damn it. Okay. But anyways, thanks, folks, and LA people. You know who you are.
We're a destination. We're coming.
I have a handful of LA friends, and I'm gonna hunt you all down.
There you go.
I'm coming to town.
I'll come and
see
help you.
there.
I'll help you. I'll help you with
This
that.
knife with the Swang Army.
Right?
We're all swarming down on LA, I think. You know,
Yeah,
the Bay Area.
that's happening. That's happening. I'm
That's
taking
pretty
over.
scary. That's pretty scary. The Bay
You
Area.
got something to be worried about, LA.
Vampiriah and the Slam Show coming to attack
That's right.
Los Angeles. Cool. Thank you, Cindy. All right, I'll go ahead and close out the shouts and plugs. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, especially Kinders, Mike Murphy, Oakland VW. Our special guests in the house, Arlene, JJ, Matt, Matthew. You want to be called Matthew.
You call me Matt. I just like it when it's in writing. I just realize it has to be Matthew. It just doesn't look right. I don't know what it is, but that's what people call me, Matt, or this other guy called Hazmat. You know,
Yeah, whoever that fucker
who
is.
that fucking asshole is.
Yeah.
Asshole with dollar signs written in his name. You know.
Yeah.
There you go. Our guest in the studio, Grant. Thanks for
Napa.
hanging out, chilling, and my co-host Cindy, Captain Fantastic. Thank you for returning.
Pleasure.
Having a good time here, and behind the scenes, behind the board, Rock Rage doing the magic, making it happen.
Thanks, Rock
and once again, we did suffer some technical difficulties, making the very best by broadcasting live on Periscope and having it taped for a later upload, so no one's going to miss this at all. And you know what?
Yes.
Actually,